Welcome back, guys, or if you're new here, this is I Love Cheap Cars. And today we're diving into the brand new 2026 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Now, this is one of the most talked about compact crossover hybrids on sale right now, brand new, efficient, and full of tech. But like every vehicle, it's not perfect. In fact, after owning mine for several months and spending time with 2 of the 4 hybrid trims, I've found 5 real-world issues you should know about before buying one. These are things I've personally noticed, and they're also the most common complaints I keep hearing from you guys in the comments. So if you're considering getting the Forester Hybrid, I want you to know exactly what you're signing up for before you drive one home, and realize some of these drawbacks might actually be deal breakers. If you get any value out of this video, please consider liking it, dropping a comment down below with your thoughts and experiences, and of course, subscribing if you haven't already. All right, let's jump straight into it. Issue number 1, cargo space and what's hiding under the hatch. This one's easily the biggest disappointment for me personally, and it's also the number 1 complaint I've seen from owners and viewers alike. The cargo area. Because Subaru had to make room for the hybrid battery pack, total cargo capacity in the Forester Hybrid takes a noticeable hit. You're looking at 27.5 cubic feet behind the rear seats. Compare that to a Toyota RAV4 hybrid at about 37 cubic feet or a Honda CR-V hybrid at 34, and you start to see how much space you lose, about 7 to 10 cubic feet, depending on which you compare it to. But that's not the only thing hidden under the floor. The Forester Hybrid doesn't include a spare tire. The battery occupies that space, meaning you only get a repair kit. For a vehicle that's built on Subaru's reputation for adventure and off-road dependability, that's a real letdown. Now, I know some of you, like me, might say, I've never needed to change a tire on the side of the road, and hopefully you never will. But when you're off-road, hours away from cell service, there's a certain peace of mind that comes from having a physical spare. Losing that, even just a donut spare, is hard to overlook. So that's the first strike. Great cargo layout, but less space and no spare tire. Not exactly what you expect from the brand known for rugged practicality. Issue number 2. Powertrain performance and output. Even though I love the fact that Subaru kept the 2.5-liter boxer engine, the power numbers aren't impressive. You get a combined 194 horsepower when you include the 119 horsepower electric motor. It's fine, quick enough for daily driving, and it feels great launching from stoplights thanks to the electric motor's instant torque. But compared to the competition, it's simply slower. A RAV4 hybrid does 0 to 60 in about 7.6 seconds, while the Forester hybrid sits in the high 8s. It's about half a second quicker than the non-hybrid Forester, but it's still near the bottom of the segment for performance. So if you were hoping the hybrid system would make the Forester feel noticeably quicker, it really doesn't. It just feels a little stronger at lower speeds and then runs out of breath at higher ones. Issue number 3. Drivetrain design and direct injection drawbacks. This next one digs a bit deeper into engineering. Subaru worked closely with Toyota on this hybrid system. Toyota owns about 20% of Subaru, and a lot of the hybrid components, like the electric motor and CVT, were derived from Toyota's setup. But here's what bugs me. Subaru didn't adopt Toyota's dual-port D4S fuel injection system. Instead, the Forester Hybrid uses direct injection only, meaning fuel sprays directly into the cylinders instead of the intake ports. That helps with efficiency, sure, but it also allows carbon buildup to form on the back of the intake valves over time, something port injection systems help clean naturally. Now, will this cause big problems in the first 100,000 miles? Probably not. But beyond that, maybe. Direct injection engines can need costly cleaning services down the road. And what makes it more confusing is that Toyota's hybrid engines have had both port and direct injection for years, giving them both the efficiency and the reliability advantage. So, Subaru could have done better here. Also, Their battery pack is smaller than Toyota's 1.1 kilowatt hours versus 1.6 kilowatt hours in the RAV4 hybrid. That means less EV-only range, slower electric response, and fewer opportunities to coast quietly on battery power. So not only is the system slightly less efficient, it's also using older injection tech and smaller energy storage. It works fine, but it's not cutting edge. Issue number 4, power delivery and how it actually drives. Okay, so we've talked numbers, but how does it feel behind the wheel? Around town, the hybrid's low-end torque makes it feel sprightly, but once you're rolling, it's not as punchy as the competition. That's because the hybrid system's extra weight, about 300 pounds, cancels out most of the power advantage. It's 14 horsepower stronger than the gas model, but it's also heavier, so the performance gain is basically gone at speed. Now, I live at higher altitude where gas engines lose some horsepower. Electric motors don't, which means up here, the Forester hybrid actually feels better than the regular one because the motor fills in that loss. But if you're at sea level, you'll notice far less difference. And when you floor it from, say, 40 or 50 miles per hour, it's slow to respond. You get that CVT rubber band feel before it builds power. So while it's smooth and predictable, it's not especially exciting. It's still great off-road, and for light trails, that's where the torque helps, but on pavement, it's just average in terms of performance feel. Issue number 5, new tech, unknown reliability. And that brings us to the last issue, and honestly, it's the biggest long-term question mark. This is an all-new powertrain for the US. Sure, the Forester hybrid name has been around in other countries, and Subaru has experimented with hybrid crosstreks in the past, but this specific system is new to our market. That means we don't yet know how reliable it's going to be over time. Subaru has a decent reputation for long-term durability, and Toyota's involvement in the hybrid tech is a good sign. But the combination of a boxer engine, CVT, and new hybrid hardware is largely untested in real-world conditions here. Now, the good news, the 2026 Forester hybrid is assembled in Japan, which typically means the highest build quality Subaru offers. So it's likely going to hold up well, but we simply don't have enough data yet to say that confidently. Every new system has its quirks. The RAV4 hybrid and CR-V hybrid have had several years of refinement, while this one is fresh. So even though I expect it to be reliable, it's still a bit of a gamble for early adopters.